Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It is Friday, May 28th, 2021. It is 43 degrees outside, so a little colder, a little chippy, a little chilly, a little chilly out. That's all right. So, let's hit the road. Hitteth then road. Hit the road. Alright, so let's talk tech. If you had seen my previous video, my first video, you may or may not know that I am an IT professional. So, obviously, technology is a pretty big part of my life as well. So, you know, I've got a lot of tech, and I use it every day. Every day in every way. And I don't really have a huge I don't have a huge preference when it comes to, you know, Mac versus PC, blah 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 blah, so much better. I get the benefits of each, obviously. I could have this entire video be completely about Mac versus PC, but that is way overdone. Not going to do that. The way I see it, I game with my PC. I do stuff like video editing, audio editing, etc. with my Mac. I use them both. End of story. So that's computer-wise. Mobile device-wise, my current daily driver for a phone is a Galaxy S20 Plus 5G. And I've had that one for a while. And I like it. I moved on to that from a Pixel 3, which I thoroughly enjoyed as well. That was actually my first Pixel phone. I actually had another Galaxy before that. I had an LG V30 before that, and then an LG V20, and then I had a Galaxy S6 before that. So my current phone, the Galaxy S20 Plus, I like. You know, I really wanted a larger screen because I find myself more times than not using that for just about everything. Viewing YouTube videos, browsing the web, Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Well, obviously Snapchat. So yeah, I wanted a bigger screen just so I can see more things on it. It's a more enjoyable viewing experience. You know, just laying in bed, whatever, watching stupid videos like this one. So, I went with a bigger screen because my Pixel 3 was just the Pixel 3, not the Pixel 3 XL. And actually, even if I had wanted a larger screen when I was shopping for a Pixel, I don't think I would have gotten the Pixel 3 XL anyways, because the great thing about the Pixel 3 is it had phenomenal front-facing stereo speakers. Like, were just insanely good. Way better than what they needed to be on that small phone. I do miss that, going to the Galaxy S20 Plus. I mean, it does have stereo speakers, but they're not front-facing. Well, okay, so there's one, technically, depending on how you're holding it, left or right, one speaker is front-facing, but that's also the earpiece. When you're talking on the phone, that is front-facing. But the way they do stereo on that phone and a lot of other phones, I think, same with the iPhone, it's not as loud just because, they can't push out that much volume on that earpiece because it's a different type of speaker versus the actual, loudspeaker of the other one. And I'm sure they don't want to push the gain up too much because it would hurt it. Anyway, I do enjoy it though. It's a lot faster. Oh, and also that 120 hertz refresh rate is very nice to have in the Galaxy S20. I'll probably never want to go back, as a lot of people say. Don't want to go back once they use it. It is kind of a bummer that they decided to go with dropping it down to the full HD for that mode versus the, I don't know if it's really 1440p, but pretty close to it. So you got, since that 16 by 10 ratio, it's 1920 by, no, 1080 by 2000 something. I don't know. Anyways, it's not exactly just full HD, but 1920 by 1080. But that's okay. So, anyway, moving on from phones. I also have the Galaxy Watch 3, which I also really like. I moved on to that from the Galaxy Watch pretty quickly, actually, because Samsung had a deal where you can trade in the Galaxy Watch for the Galaxy Watch 3 for a very good price. So, and then had the Galaxy, the Samsung, what is it? Gear S2, that's what it was before that. And before that, I had a Fossil Sport with Wear OS for a short time. That didn't last long. Oh, poor Wear OS, I'll tell you what. But things are looking up now after Google I/O this year. It seems like Samsung and Google are teaming up, bringing basically Tizen, that whole platform, as Wear OS. That'll be really interesting, to see that being combined. I'm very excited for that because I always thought Tizen was super well defined. And it's kind of that Apple mentality of the software is built for the hardware. Because it was, Tizen is only on Samsung watches. So they knew exactly what they were building the software for. Same with Apple phones. Versus Wear OS, they had to build the software and then hope that the manufacturers of the hardware, it would work for it. And it's just, it's just a lot harder. I understand that. You can't plan for absolutely every type of hardware that they're going to throw out there and not have issues. So, iPhones, I've had iPhones briefly, basically sort of as intermediate phones. When I think I broke one of my phones at one time, so then I had an extra iPhone laying around, and I used that. Didn't mind it. I just personally like having Android phones because of the different things I can do with them, customization, and honestly, really at the end of the day, the biggest thing for me is having the app drawer of all you scroll over to, which is cool. I get where they're coming from. They're trying to get to the whole app drawer thing, but as it stands today still, I believe, you can't change anything with it. It just kind of puts apps in categories that they think they belong together. My wife has an iPhone, and I've seen that, and I looked at it, and I don't know, it's just a little weird. I don't think I would like that too much. It's just, it's a control thing too. You want to be able to do exactly what you want to do on a device that you've paid, $1,000 for, right? In Android, you can basically do that to an extent. I mean, a lot more stuff you can do if you root it. I've rooted phones before, kind of cool. But at this day and age, with the way Android is, there's so much already that they've allowed you to do customization-wise anyways, that the whole rooting thing is kind of unnecessary. It's kind of a moot point. Because they did the themes now. You can have different color themes for your notification shades and text, stuff like that. But we are really diving into Android and iOS right now, so we can move on to that. Back to tech in general. The state of tech these past few years has just been amazing. I really do believe that we are living in sort of a golden era of tech. It seems like now, and it's sort of that theory of the snowball effect. I can't remember what it's called, but basically with tech, the speed at which new things comes out and everything, and the power just continues to grow and grow and grow. The snowball effect. So that is continuing, obviously, you're seeing these multiple releases every year of different things, whether it be WWDC versus just spring Apple events, having multiple events of releases and things in the same year. Then you've got Google I/O that happens every year, but then they also have other little special, I think they do still have other little special events throughout the year that they show releases and things. Samsung Unpacked, Unpacked. They've got that now, which is somewhat a newer thing. Maybe it's more known than it has been. Nintendo, their events. I don't watch that too often. So anyway, so you've got all these companies having these events, which started by Apple, having their events, making it really an event. Their keynotes, back with Steve Jobs. One more thing, and it's just progressed year after year for the past 5-10 years. It's just amazing. And someone like me, actually being in the industry, being a tech professional, it's fantastic. I mean, it's cool. Job security, right? There's just so many people are just so connected now into using tech every single day of their lives, which, you can see the pros and cons of that. Obviously, people say, too much screen time. We're too dived into our devices to see the world right in front of us. And I get that too. It's a fine line. And I think, both Apple and Google are really trying to go into that view or world and see that, we do need to disconnect from time to time. Apple did the screen time thing, and then Google did the digital well-being, sort of the same deal, where basically devices, you can sort of set your own limits to sort of recognize, I need to shut this off for the evening. A lot of times, it could be in the evening with the whole blue light filter, and that too. They added the blue light filters to most devices these days. Help your eyes, help you sleep, and just sort of push away the distractions of these devices that we have. And it makes a lot of sense. It's a really smart thing to do, ethically, business-wise too. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it too. You gotta keep your customers happy to keep getting that sweet, sweet revenue. Of course, Apple can basically buy Italy, so they don't really need it. And so, yeah, so the state of tech as a whole is exciting. Whether it be good things or a couple bad things here and there, it's just awesome to see progression and new innovations from all these different companies and startups, different things like that. Getting close to work again. So that's very quickly summed up tech, what I think of. Of course, I didn't even get into audio portion of tech, which I could do for a very, very long time. But we can do a whole nother, I think I'll do another bit about music and audio in general. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. We'll see. We can talk about that. But tech is good. Tech is great. Gaming tech, we can talk more about that too later on. That'll be a good conversation to have on the road. But as it sits now, we're here. We made it. We hit the road. And the road has been hit. So have a good day.